Hello students, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will explain the NCERT question and answers from the chapter The Rise of the Marathas. I will also show you how to understand each question and write neat exam ready answers in a simple and easy way. So let's begin with the big questions given at the beginning of the chapter. First question. Who were the Marathas? How did they manage to become the largest pan-Indian power before the British took over? This is a two-part question. So answer both parts. First part is, who were the Marathas? Explain who the Marathas were, where they belonged, who founded the Maratha kingdom. And the part 2 is, how did they become the largest pan-Indian power before the British? So here you have to explain the main reasons for their success by using important points from the whole chapters. So you can write the answer like, the Marathas were a group of people native to the Deccan Plateau, mainly present-day Maharashtra. They were identified by the Marathi language and under Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj emerged as a powerful political force. They became the largest pan-Indian power before the British because Chhatrapati Shivaji united the Marathas and established the ideal of Swarajya, that is self-rule. They effectively used guerrilla warfare, forts and a strong navy to defeat powerful enemies. And they resisted the Mughals for decades and expanded rapidly after Aurangzeb's death. Under the Peshwas, especially Bajirao I and Nanasaheb Peshwa, the Maratha Empire expanded across central and northern India. By the 18th century, they controlled large parts of India and became the largest pan-Indian power before the British took over. Next question. What were some features of their governance? So here you need to write the main features of the Maratha system of governance. Do not explain how they became powerful or describe battles. Focus only on administration. Write how they governed, managed officials, collected revenue. So you can write the answer as, the Marathas established an efficient system of governance under Chhatrapati Shivaji. Its main features were centralized administration. Hereditary posts were abolished, officials were paid salaries from the state treasury and transferred periodically to prevent misuse of power. Ashtapradhan Mandal, a council of 8 ministers assisted the Chhatrapati in administration. Revenue system, the Marathas collected Chauth and Sardeshmukhi from protected provinces. Military administration, they maintained a strong army and navy while forts formed the core of the Maratha state. Third question, what impact did the Maratha Empire leave in Indian history? So here the question asks about the impact, that is the legacy of the Maratha Empire on Indian history. Do not write about their administration or military campaigns. Instead, explain how the Marathas influenced India politically, culturally and historically. So here you can write the answer as, the Maratha Empire left a lasting impact on Indian history in the following ways. It challenged Mughal dominance and established the largest Indian empire before the British took over the subcontinent. It introduced an efficient system of administration. It revived local Hindu traditions without religious discrimination and promoted India's cultural heritage. The ideal of Swarajya inspired many Indians with confidence to govern themselves and later influenced the freedom movement. The Marathas inspired cultural revival and innovation in different regions of India. Now let's understand the questions and activities given at the end of the chapter. First question. Analyze how geography, particularly mountains and coastlines, guided Maratha military strategy and state formation. Here, analyze means don't just mention mountains and coastlines. Explain how they helped the Marathas in two ways. In military strategy, how did the mountains and coastlines help them fight battles and defend themselves? Think about forts, guerrilla warfare, and the navy. And state formation, how did these geographical features help the Marathas build, protect and expand their kingdom? Think about strong defense, control over important regions, trade and maritime power. The geography of the Maratha region played an important role in shaping their military strategy and state formation. The mountainous terrain provided natural protection and helped the Marathas use guerrilla warfare effectively against stronger enemies. They built hundreds of strategically located forts, which became the core of the Maratha state and strengthened their control over the region. India's west coast enabled the Marathas to develop a formidable navy that protected the coastline and coastal resources, while also encouraging maritime trade. Thus, the mountains strengthened their defense while the coastline strengthened their naval power and trade, helping the Marathas build, protect, and expand a strong empire. Second question. Imagine you are creating a short biography of a Maratha leader for younger students. Choose one personality, Kanoji Angre, Bajirao I, Mahaji Shinde, Ahilyabai Holkar or Tarabai, and write 3 to 4 paragraphs highlighting what makes them inspirational. Include at least one challenge they overcame. This is a creative writing question, not a normal history question. You need to choose any one Maratha leader from the given list and write a short biography suitable for younger students. This means your language should be simple, clear and easy to understand. Here I have explained Ahilyabai Holkar as the inspirational leader. You can write the answer like Ahilyabai Holkar was a Maratha queen of the Holkar dynasty, one of the chief families that helped the Maratha expansion in North India. She ruled her kingdom wisely and cared deeply for the welfare of her people. Despite losing her husband and son, Ahilyabai courageously overcame these personal tragedies and ruled her state for 30 years with wisdom and compassion. She built and restored many temples, wells, roads and ghats across India. She rebuilt the Kashi Vishwanath temple and the Somnath temple and promoted the Maheshwar weaving industry. Ahilyabai Holkar remains an inspiration because of her courage, wise administration and dedication to public welfare. Her life teaches us the importance of serving people with determination and compassion. Third question. If you could visit one Maratha fort today, such as Raigad, Sindhudurg, Jinji or Pratapgarh, which would you choose and why? Research its history, architecture and strategic importance. Present your findings as a digital presentation or a poster in a class. So this is also an activity based question. Here you need to choose one Maratha fort from Raigad, Sindhudurg, Jinji or Pratapgarh and imagine that you are going to visit it. You need to research and write about 3 things. Its history, that is why is the fort famous, who built or used it, what important events happened there, and next one is architecture. What are the main features of the fort? For example, its walls, gateways, location, water tanks or other structures. And third one is strategic importance. Why was the fort important for the Marathas? How did its location help them defend their kingdom or control the region? Finally, you need to present your findings as a digital presentation or a poster using headings, pictures and short points, not long paragraphs. Here I have given the answer like a digital presentation of Raigad Fort. For slide 1, title should be Raigad Fort, the capital of the Maratha Empire. And in slide 2, why I chose Raigad. I would like to visit Raigad Fort because it was the capital of the Maratha Empire and the place where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was crowned in 1674. It is one of the most important symbols of Maratha history. In slide 3, you need to write the history of the fort. Originally known as Rairi Fort, captured, rebuilt and strengthened by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, became the capital of the Maratha Empire. Shivaji Maharaj's coronation as Chhatrapati took place here in 1674. Next slide, architecture. Built on a high hill, protected by steep cliffs, strong stone walls and gateways, large palace complex, water reservoirs inside the fort, difficult for enemies to attack. Next slide, strategic importance. Natural protection from the surrounding hills helped control nearby routes, ideal for guerrilla warfare, one of the forts that formed the core of the Maratha state. Next slide, conclusion. Raigad Fort represents the courage, vision and leadership of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Visiting it would help me understand how geography and forts helped the Marathas build a strong empire. Fourth question. The chapter states the British took India from the Marathas more than from the Mughals or any other power. What do you think this means? What evidence from the chapter supports this idea? This is an analysis question. The statement means that when the British expanded their rule in India, the Marathas, not the Mughals, were their strongest Indian rivals. You have to answer two parts here. First is, what does the statement mean? Second is, what evidence from the chapter supports this? So, you can write the answer like, by the 18th century, the Marathas had become the largest pan-Indian power while the Mughal Empire had weakened. Therefore, the British had to defeat the Marathas to establish their rule over India. The Marathas controlled large parts of India and recaptured Delhi under Mahaji Shinde in 1771. They fought the three Anglo-Maratha wars between 1775 to 1818, and their defeat in 1818 marked the end of Maratha power and the beginning of British rule in India. Fifth question. Compare how Chhatrapati Shivaji and later Marathas treated religious places and people of different faiths. What evidence from the chapter shows their approach to religious diversity? So now we need to compare the attitude of Chhatrapati Shivaji and the later Marathas towards religious places and people of different faiths. Do not write separately about Shivaji and the Marathas. Compare them and support your answer with examples given in the chapter. Answer. Both Chhatrapati Shivaji and the later Marathas respected people of different faiths while preserving their own traditions. During the sacking of Surat, Chhatrapati Shivaji did not attack religious places and even spared the house of Mohandas Parekh, a charitable man. He was a devout Hindu who respected other religions. The later Marathas followed the same approach by reviving local Hindu traditions without religious discrimination. Ahilyabai Holkar rebuilt the Kashi Vishwanath and Somnath temples, while the Marathas also supported religious and cultural institutions in different regions of India. Next question. The chapter describes how forts were the core of the state for Marathas. Why were they so important? How did they help the Marathas survive against larger enemies? Notice that the question has two parts. Why were forts important? Think about defense, military bases, control over important routes. And the second is, how did they help the Marathas survive? Think about guerrilla warfare, protection from invasions, resistance against powerful enemies like Aurangzeb. So, your answer should connect forts, strong defense and the survival of the Maratha state. So, you can write the answer as, the Marathas considered forts the core of the state because they were essential for defending and preserving their kingdom. Built mainly in the mountainous regions, they provided natural protection and supported guerrilla warfare against stronger enemies. They also served as secure bases for the Maratha army during wars. As Ramachandra Pant Amatya explained, even after Aurangzeb conquered Bijapur and Bhaganagar, the Maratha state survived because its forts remained strong. Thus, forts played a vital role in preserving and strengthening the Maratha state. Seventh question. You have been appointed as the chief designer for Maratha coins. Design a coin that represents Maratha achievements and values. Explain the symbols you chose. So this is a creative activity. You have been asked to imagine that you are the chief designer of Maratha coins. You need to design a coin that reflects the achievements and values of the Marathas. Choose symbols, pictures and words that represent the Maratha Empire. Explain why you included each symbol. Remember, this is your own design. However, your designs should be based on the ideas highlighted in the chapter, such as Swarajya, forts, navy, courage, and cultural heritage. I have given a model answer here. Based on this, you can write your own answer. Eighth question. After this introduction to the Maratha period, what do you think was their most important contribution to Indian history? Write a paragraph supporting your opinion with examples from the chapter. Then share and discuss your ideas with classmates. So this is a opinion based question, but your opinion must be supported with examples from the chapter. The question asks you to choose one contribution of the Marathas that you think was the most important. Explain why you think it was important and support your opinion with examples from the chapter. So you can write the answer like, in my opinion, the Marathas' greatest contribution to Indian history was the ideal of Swarajya, that is self-rule. Under Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, they built a strong and independent state based on this ideal. Their success in challenging Mughal dominance and later becoming the largest pan-Indian power before the British took over inspired confidence among Indians. The spirit of Swarajya later became an inspiration during India's freedom movement. Therefore, I believe this was the Marathas' most important contribution to Indian history. So with this, we have completed the NCERT question and answers from the chapter The Rise of the Marathas. I hope you found it easy to understand. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. We will see you again in our next video. Bye bye.